Do it again. Go.
Take two. Hey, folks. Welcome back to the Redneck BBQ Lab here at McGee's Crossroad, North Carolina at the Redneck BBQ Lab. My name is Jerry Stevenson. Glad to have you guys here. My co-host for tonight is Mr. Luke Darnell of Old Virginia Smoke.
Hello.
Glad to have Luke back. This is his second time on the show. Hopefully we keep him around for a third show. But just want to welcome you guys to our little Q&A, our little kind of what's on our minds and our thought session here and stuff. But first thing we'd like to do is just say we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you very much. We appreciate your questions. We appreciate your insight. Some of the feedback we got from you guys are awesome. So once again tonight, before we even begin, I'd love to remind you that we are live on Facebook and we are live again on YouTube. And your questions are very important to us. Say them, type them in there. Let us know what they are, and if we can legally say something about them, we will. Luke may do the illegal ones. We'll see about that. But hey guys, happy New Year!
Yeah,
and awesome time, man.
Yeah. You have any barbecue New Year's resolutions, Jerry?
Yeah, I think, that's one of the things, us as barbecue cooks, that we look at is like, everybody says, well, what are you guys going to do this year? Or what are you going to do? How many contests are you going to cook? And we always kind of sandbag and say, number one answer, we're not going to cook that many contests this year. So I don't know about you, but, I've talked with my sister Roxanne Manley about it. And it's like, well, we're going to cook less than we cooked last year, so we'll cook 20. So the over and under on us at 30 this year is probably
pretty
right.
good.
So, yeah, I think my New Year's resolution this year is that last year for some reason was a very frustrating year for us for a number of different reasons. A lot of it was stuff that was controllable by us. That seemingly at the end of the year, kind of we got it back together, and all of a sudden, poof, the year's gone. But there was a lot of stuff that hit us, just out of the blue and stuff. And I think sometimes, that's part of that barbecue adversity we face competing and as competitors and stuff. And the better that we prepare and the better that we react to this adversity equals to how successful we are on the road. So that's what I would say. My New Year's resolution this year is to try to keep the cooks to under 30. So how about you? What's your resolutions, Luke?
My resolution probably is to be more consistent. Last year we switched around cookers. We cooked a lot of different places. This year we have new cookers where we've switched over to Jambos full time. And goal is to have a more consistent run of things and stick with the same program and keep it going.
That's interesting you say that. You switched over cookers. Now, you were cooking on...
Backwoods.
Yeah. I kind of like those smokers.
They're good. Yeah, they're wonderful.
They've been really good for both of us.
Yes,
but
they have.
The Jambo, if you want to explain to some folks, a lot of folks on here know what we're talking about when we talk about cookers and stuff. And I'm a backwoods guy. You guys come to the Redneck BBQ Lab here at McGee's Crossroad, exit 319 on I-40 just outside of Raleigh. Halfway in between 95 and Raleigh, you can't miss us. That's my one shameless plug of the evening for the Redneck BBQ Lab, exit 319 McGee's Crossroads.
Right.
You can see the cookers we use here.
So you would say that the Redneck Scientific team uses the same cookers out in competition that you would have here at the lab?
We do. And that's one of the things I stand behind. It's on our menu. It's on our board here. Proven winning competition barbecue.
Yep.
Myself and my sister, I should say my sister, I just need to put her before me because I think she's a lot more important in this team than me. I'll give her that. She knows she's a good cook, but she's also the one that keeps the animal in the cage, being me, half the time. It keeps us kind of on track, just like little G does with you.
As long as she makes those deviled eggs, I don't... Yeah.
Oh, it's too early to go to the deviled eggs. Oh, you just opened up something. But yeah, when you come here, we use those backwoods smokers. They're out of Louisiana. They're very consistent. We've had great luck on competition. We use them here in the lab. We use Royal Oak charcoal. I'm a huge Royal Oak supporter. Even if they weren't one of my sponsors, I'd still use that product. Very consistent. The burn time's great. What it does to our food is really important, I think, with our flavors. We use what you see here. I mean, this right here, we laugh about it. We've been selling these like crazy, but this is it. I mean, this is what we use here at the labs. What my sister and myself use. It's our sauces, it's our rubs. I mean, it's this little, I say, competition in a box. You know, when I say competition in a box, it's all right there. It's all right there. I mean, all the sauces, all the rubs that we use, and it's a combination. And I do add a little of this and a little of that to it. A little sweet, a little heat, maybe a little salt, maybe a little something you don't know what it is.
Results speak for themselves, buddy. 20 grand championships, 300 top 10 calls. Those numbers are probably outdated, but
yeah, that was 2016.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Hey, results talk, baby.
It's all good.
They talk.
Well, I'm glad. So it's a good year for us. I'm looking forward to 2019. I mean, you know, we'd love to hear what some of you guys and ladies New Year's resolutions are barbecue wise. Really interesting thing, because we all kind of set out the same goal. And a lot of times our goals are results oriented, but sometimes it's fun.
One of our secondary goals, I guess you'd say, is we're trying to pick contests that we know we're going to have fun at, and we know we're going to see people that we love at, and you know, that ranges for us now all over the country. So, but that's become more and more important as we move through our competition lives, and having fun is a big part of it. If you're going to get, and I'm very lucky, I get to do it with the person I love, so we might as well go and have fun and spend that time, make sure it's quality.
Yeah. I agree with you, and that's one of the things I enjoy about being with my sister. Not only her ability to keep me in line and keep me in tune, but her ability to kind of push me on and to watch her smile when we do succeed.
Right.
And you know, I see her frustrations too when we fail at stuff, and that's one of the good things. Well, you and I, that was one of the cool things is we were talking about all this, about these contests that we can't wait to get to. These contests that we, you know, really are going to look forward to this year, where we'll be together, we'll be in a certain place, with a certain people. A lot of barbecue friends that are here watching right now, we'll be there with, that we're looking forward to. And we were doing this yesterday. Luke came down this weekend. This is one of the things is Luke's wanting to expand some of his commercial barbecue abilities a bit. And one of the things Luke's wanting to do is do a bit more catering. And he's been intrigued about the food truck. So reluctantly, I said, hey, man, come on down. I've got a free weekend this weekend, and we'd love to have you come down. We'll take you out on our food truck, Redneck BBQ Lab food truck. That's the number one truck. We've actually let you guys in. Not a lot of people know. Number two will be out on the road in April. Really kind of look forward to designing and building this one out. We do it ourselves. We do it in house. We build our own trucks and everything.
As a redneck would.
You know, we take it to the garage. And the other thing is, my business partner just bought this really, really awesome catering van that we're going to have fun with. I'm not going to tell you about this one because we're going to unveil this one. When this one is said and done, there is no other catering van like this in North Carolina. And, man, I'm kind of fired up about that. That's going to be my therapy. Besides riding around my Jeep, having Luke wash my windshields, it's going to be my next little line of therapy for me. But anyway, getting back to this food truck thing. Yeah, Luke wanted to come out on the food truck because everybody, what we hear in barbecue is, it's like, oh, it's easy money, man. You know, you guys just make money. It's so easy. It's yada, 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 yada. And it's bull. And Luke got to come and firsthand experience like what we go through just to prepare to go out and serve. We did two stops yesterday. Oak City Brewing Company in Knightdale, North Carolina. Really awesome venue. If you guys have not been to this craft brewery house in Knightdale, North Carolina, it's awesome. Backs up to a park. The owners are really nice, very friendly. They explain what they're doing and everything.
Great beer.
Oh, well, you were working. Beer. If you're working on a food truck, how do you know they had great beer?
I am all about life balance, Jerry. All about life balance.
As we always say in barbecue, it's always good to test your product before you give it to someone.
That's fair.
So, yeah, great place. And then the second place we went to is a place we hadn't been before. It's Nickel Point Brewing Company. located in downtown Raleigh.
Great place.
Yeah, it was,
Unbelievable place.
you know, the great unknown sometimes you pull up to and you're like, I don't know what we're going to do. And when we go rolling in with this food truck, our food truck is an ex-SWAT van from Georgia. Literally, it's still got the SWAT sticker underneath our wrap. It's this huge vehicle. I mean, when you come up to order, you're looking up, you grab your food up here, and it's impressive. And it's got this. You guys may have seen it on our logo and a little intro here. Mr. Mike Baker with Event Webcasting did. It's got this cow head on it, and the cow head, the inspiration came from a dream I had of Douglas MacArthur leading his troops into battle, and the cow head came from that. So we call it MacArthur cow. It is a crazy dream that I had of Douglas MacArthur as a cow leading chickens into battle and pigs dropping sauce bombs. Here it is. And I mean, that's kind of typical of us. We pick fun at ourselves. This is not picking fun at people. It's really picking fun of us and some of the crazy ideas we have, and our ability to be able to do some of these crazy stuff, like crazy food. And give it
well, it was, you know, it was a great experience. You know, just getting there, setting up, trying to gauge, you know, the people that are there, and then just, you know, the requests that you would get come through, and just having to deal with things as they come. You know, I was the window man, which would explain why it was a successful day on the food truck yesterday. Everyone was greeted with a smile, handshake, maybe even a hug.
God, I'm glad there's no lightning right now.
And but you know, there were some things that were funny. Like the first time Jerry left the truck, Jerry had to go to the bathroom, and
could have said like he was taking care of something business.
He was taking care of some business, personal. And this woman came up and she ordered chips and queso. Well, we ain't had a chips and queso order all day. So I grabbed a big clamshell, my pile, tortillas in there, and our friend George DeMart's.
Put the man paws back up there again. Yeah, okay.
I mean, and George.
Money. Yeah. Money.
Right.
Money.
And our friend George DeMart's was hanging out with us from Twisted Pear. And he's like, put more chips in there. Put more chips in there. I'm like, all right, I got it. Covered them in cheese, covered them in jalapenos. And Jerry walks to the trailer, and after we hand it out, I'm like, man, of all the things they got to order, the one thing that we ain't dealt with yet. So then the next person up orders chips and queso. Jerry gets a little boat out, stacks the chip in there nice, and George and I are looking at each other going,
pretty.
Ooh. We won't tell them about that one until later. But yeah, it was just a great learning experience, and switching venues, you know, and rolling from one brewery to the next, and totally different crowd, totally different scene.
Yeah, and very cool. We roll a little bit different than most people. We roll down the road live. We're rolling down the 4-lane interstate live. We're rolling down major roads in Raleigh live. I mean, live meaning we've got music playing. It's a festival where we're going with that
music.
That's the whole thing. It's like with barbecue sometimes. Is barbecue's kind of experience with what we do, and you know, it's just not a product to me.
Yeah,
it's kind of experience, and you're kind of reaching out and you're touching people and you're showing people what you do, appreciation for them, and I mean, you get a great interaction. A lot of folks you've never seen or met before, and that food truck's really cool to us. So
yeah,
I appreciate you coming down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I may have tried to fire you like 4 times.
I may have been fired several times on the truck. And then once we got back here to the lab, I got fired again by the kitchen staff because I was unaware of some certain restaurant protocols. And, you know.
You don't put sharp knives in water.
Right.
Man.
And that's Miss Mary, right?
Miss Mary, yeah.
Love you. Sorry.
It's funny watching Luke come outside saying, "I'm not taking a
not going back in."
This lady is,
she's gonna kill me.
Yeah, scared to death. But
again, I want to thank you for that opportunity. You know,
I was glad to have you, and hopefully, I mean, we'll do it again. Who knows? Maybe we'll tell you guys.
You know, it was also great was learning like the branding and the marketing that you do for here through the food truck. You know, and telling people like where this place is and how it was honed in Johnston County, North Carolina, and I even put a little twang in my voice just to make it even more legit.
Yeah.
But there were a couple instances where my northernness shone through a little bit. But it's all good.
But it's all right. It's all good. Well, yeah. So it was a great experience, and it gave Luke and myself some time to talk about stuff. And we had a great talk this weekend about a bunch of different stuff. And some of the things I think we were talking about, not only resolutions, contests we're going to, who we want to see, and what we want to do. We're really talking about how serious we are this year about competing. And one of the things that came up again, we mentioned it before, was the Smithfield National Barbecue Cup.
National Barbecue Championship. Yeah.
All rights reserved, because cup is trademarked, evidently. Right?
It
like
is.
Jock Cup. I mean, coffee cup. Redneck BBQ Lab cup. Let's let that go that way. So yeah, the championship. So yeah, I'm getting kind of fired up about that. So you and I were talking about goals. You want to talk about some of your goals with that?
I mean, one of my goals with that, I mean, it's very simple. In the Smithfield National Barbecue Championship points race, got to finish in the top 24. Top 24, get to go to New Orleans and cook. I can't think of anything more exciting. You know, being there in one of the, you know, just motherlands of food in this country is just, I think it's exciting, and the fact that it encapsulates all of those sanctioning bodies, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of get me. It's I like the fact that it's not so much KCBS, and I mean, you know, KCBS there's this thing that there's a domination in the Midwest. But there's a lot more to barbecue than just KCBS, I guess. So it's good to see the other kind of sanctioning bodies come into this, and the best 24 men and women kind of coming out on top. Jog my memory on it, because you know me, man. It's like I hit my head as a kid or something. That what's the dates on this again? When does this?
So it officially started at the American Royal.
Yeah.
In September, and it will. I believe it runs up until August 31st of this year.
Okay.
And, you know, it's how you do. You know, it's all about being in the top 10 in your sanctioning bodies. There's sanctioning bodies from all around the country now. It's going to be great. Got the boys from Florida, St. Louis, down in Louisiana as well, down in Texas.
Where?
Much love to Texas. I'll give them a little horns up. No, I won't. Maybe hit your little horns down.
Ooh.
That's from West by God, my friends. West by God. But it's so exciting. You know, they put a lot of resources into this and a lot of a great goodwill into this. And I think that bringing all those cooks together for an event like that, and it's going to be a 2 to 3 day cook, and it's going to be really a celebration of barbecue that I think teams have needed for a while. And that's what gets me charged up about it. You know, I love the craft of what we do, and being able to be with the people that we're with when we do it is fantastic. And you know, you get to become friends with these people, but you know, you want to put that pelt on the wall too.
Yeah, I mean, my saying, you hear it every week, but my saying is, you know, if I don't win, I hope you do.
Yeah,
because I mean, that's in the end, you want to win. At the same time, it's like, yeah, if your friends win, it takes that sting off a little bit. But I would love. I mean, honestly, I mean, it may get me fired up. I mean, that's one of the things is that the past couple years of us cooking and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't call it a funk or nothing, but I noticed a transition. And when Luke and myself compete in the Kansas City Barbecue Society. KCBS is a sanctioning body that's the largest, I guess it's the largest you can say
in the world, yeah.
Largest in the world, encompasses, you know, all the continents except Antarctica, and they may try to sanction something in Antarctica, you know, who knows. Right. National Barbecue League, there you go. You want to do it? National Barbecue League sanction contest in Antarctica. But yeah, I mean, and quite honestly, the past couple of years, it's been,
Well, it was 2016. You finished 4th in the nation, right?
Yeah.
In KCBS.
That was I call it kind of our banner year. That was the year that we were hitting on all cylinders. I mean, we were cooking really well, super consistent. And when I say super consistent, it's not results. It's the fact that my sister and myself don't make mistakes. And when we don't make mistakes, we put ourselves in a position to win.
Yeah.
And that's what's a critical thing to me. It's not that I've got X cooker. It's not that I've got X rub or I've got an X whatever, is that we don't make mistakes. And that year I feel like we didn't make mistakes. And then coming in the past couple of years, we've had a couple things going on. With me, it's been professional life,
Sure.
the lab,
Yeah.
you know, lots of family stuff, just you know, kind of growing and doing stuff. I try stuff. I drive my sister crazy. I apologize for the rest of my life. I'm the guy that literally, we got a 180 in chicken. It was a couple years ago, and the next weekend I changed the chicken recipe because I walked in and I saw some chicken legs or something that looked better than the thighs, and I just bought them. And then I said, yeah, you know what, we're going to try a different, you know, we're going to increase this a little bit and this a little bit and this, take this up or something. I did it. My sister like walked in there and like had a heart attack. She did a heart attack or punch me.
Little G likes it when I do that too.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. I guess that's not something smart to do, but you know what? That's cooking. That's the thing. You got to kind of change it up, and you got to do stuff. But the past couple of years, to me, I don't know. It's been not the best, even though we've still had great results. We've won grand championships. You know, we've heard our names called a lot. You know, and we're blessed. But it's been really frustrating times, and this is one of the things, Luke, that just want to throw up here for everybody. It's been kind of an aggravating thing for a lot of people, and there's been a lot of the same stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, it's been, well, this is different. Or, I mean, have you been hearing it?
I've been hearing it too, especially, you know, online recently, and a lot of things about consistency and consistency of judging. And, you know, it is different in all parts of the country. We all know that. But it seems like, you know, and just to take, for example, one contest we both did at the end of last year, we did Polar Pig, where they had simultaneous turn-ins for 2 different contests. And, you know, and you look at it and you turned in the same thing for both, you know, contests. You get 11th in chicken in one, 31st in chicken in the second one. Same chicken recipe, you know, and it's all over the place. And I just, it makes you struggle as a cook to know what. Not that everyone's going to be the same either. That's not what I'm trying to say. Is that, you know, oh, we should all have the same flavor, same taste, or everything like that. But I think when it comes down to how judges are trained, you know, I know there's differences. They've been discussed ad nauseum, and you know, I just think that there's room for improvement there. You know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'll go back to the Polar Pig. I'll just go on record for this, is that that Polar Pig contest that Luke's talking about here, the Polar Pig contest was a dual contest, and dual meaning that it wasn't day 1, day 2, like say a Fredericksburg barbecue jamboree, which I love, we'll be at, and rumor has it we may be doing something special there. We'll talk about that later, under the radar stuff. But this contest was this dual contest, duality, this schizophrenic thing that someone decided would be a great idea. And I mean, I'll go on record as saying it sucks. That we're going to do 2 turn-ins simultaneously on the same day to 2 different tables, 2 sets of judges. And it's like taking milk and trying to put water in it and spread it out. Oh no, we'll cook 2 this, 2 that. And it's like, no, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. The principle behind that, Luke, and my thing that I had a problem with, and still have a problem with, said I'd never do, is that you got 2 sets of judges, you got the same turn-ins, but people are going to give you different results. The only way you can have the same results is to take 2 of your boxes and put it on the same table with the same 6 judges,
right,
and have those same 6 judges judge that same stuff simultaneously. And even then it wouldn't be perfect, but that's about as near as perfect as you can get as to, oh, well, this is why, you know, this should be even. And it's just not going to work. It's a terrible idea. It was just a shameless promotion, in my opinion, about how this kind of came about. I'm on record with it, and I'll take the heat. Luke's got a different opinion of it, but that's the thing with these duality contests sometimes that can be frustrating, and then lead some cooks. Which I know one person who said that I'm done because of that contest, and it came back to the judging aspect. And you can't really hammer the judges on that contest about, oh my gosh, you know, you had good judges or bad judges or whatever. You had two sets of judges. You had people that liked pepper. You had people that didn't like pepper. And, you know, I mean, it's just one of those things. So, you know.
Well, I mean, one of my things is, you know, as cooks, and please don't, one thing I don't want anybody to do is take this as us judge bashing, because that's not what we're doing. We love judges. Couldn't do this without judges. Some of my best friends are judges.
Yep.
But it's, you know, one of the things that I think is lacking is retraining, rethinking, you know, because as cooks, we do that all the time. We go to barbecue classes. We try and get new things that were out there, new flavors, new processes. We're trying to get better all the time, trying to get better. And I think that, you know, there could be possibilities for people to improve on the other side of the table too.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, it's all about trying to be better at what we all love, and that's barbecue. Yep. Whether it's from the judge side, organizer side, cook side, rep side, you know, there's always opportunities to make this system better and to have a better product, both for all of us that are involved, but also for the public.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's that, you know, you should be happy. You're cooking food. You should be happy what you turn in. Maybe we all make errors, you know. I mean, we're human. We make errors.
You ever put your pork injection in your brisket?
Sweet tea vodka don't work good. I can tell you that. And then pork injection doesn't taste good, thinking you're just taking a slug of sweet tea vodka. That's a good thing. Maybe that's a good question for later on. What's the worst thing you've ever done in barbecue? I mean, mistake-wise. We'll talk about that later. I made some doozies. You know it.
I don't really want to tell that story.
Oh, God, yeah. We probably don't need to go there, some of it. But, yeah, the judging thing, I mean, the whole thing comes down to is that we're trying to objectively kind of put some kind of criteria to subjective type experience, you know, where we have some people that like something some way and some that don't.
Right.
And, you know, that's one of the things. There will always be a human nature aspect to it, and there should be. I think my biggest issue the past couple of years with kind of the I guess our results and stuff like that is we cook really consistent. We cook consistent stuff, and I know a lot of people are like, well, not all chicken's chicken, not all ribs are ribs, but I can tell you that I mind like an elephant when it comes to stuff. And when I get the bite or I see the texture or something like that, I know it's a good product, you know? Might not be a great product, but I know it's a good product. And then sometimes you see something in terms of some judges' scores and stuff that just goes, well, this judge thought it's average and this judge thought it was great. And sometimes it's not always that way. And I think that's what you were kind of talking about with some of the re-education part. We'll have somebody that says something is, and the KCBS is judged, or Luke and myself talk about it, it's on a 2 to 9 scale. Nobody knows where the average is. You know, you don't know where you start. The training's hard. I'm going to say it. I'll go on record. I'll be the bad guy in this episode. You're a good cop. I'm bad cop.
Okay.
So there's no, you know, it's like wherever you want to start, just start here, start there. Doesn't matter. This is the cooks. This is where the cook starts. The Hail Mary, Mother of God on the turning boxes. But they don't really tell the judges where to start. So is it gymnastics where you start at a 9, you know, and start deducting? Or is there a, hey, you start at this crossroad and you go this way, you take a left, or you go a right. And then where is that crossroad on that 9 to 2 scale?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I'd love to see kind of tweaked, you know, universally across the board, because not only would it help the cook teams and take the judges and help the judges as well, it would take that argument that we're talking about kind of off the board, off the internet, off the minds of cooks going into it, off the judges.
You know, one of the things that I hear from some judges sometimes, and even cooks, are like, oh, I can't do legs, or I can't do thighs, or, you know, it shouldn't matter what you put in the box, whether it's chicken legs, mound of pulled pork, or even if you try and jam a full rack of ribs in there. It shouldn't matter.
Or that chicken breast that I had. Somebody brought me some chicken breast this year, and they got killed on, and I ate, and I was like, I was like, It was at they turned chicken in. We turned chicken in at 12, and I ate this at 1:45, and I was like, dear God, you just want chicken. And this person ended up like toting the back of the bus. I mean, they're in the back seat of the bus, results wise. And I was like, ooh, what up, here?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, I hate to say that you have to do this or you have to do that, but I would like to see some kind of some set point on a scale.
Right.
I'd love to see some kind of set point and stuff. Narrow the criteria, maybe. Narrow the criteria.
Could be.
I mean, because
Could be a simple retraining video from year to year saying, you know, there's been a lot of questions about chicken skin, or there's been a lot of questions about, you know, how many ribs should be in a box and stuff like that, or, you know, just a brief 20-minute video that people watch right before they judge that, you know, kind of clears the deck a little bit. You know what I mean? And like, okay, you know, this is burn ends don't have to be in there.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that.
And that's ooh, well, you had to go with the burn end.
I can tell you though that the burn ends on the
minute, sir.
They're fantastic. The burn ends are amazing. I may or may not have been eating them all day yesterday. Your business partner wants to fire me again.
Yeah, we lost money on you there. Yeah, burn ends. We want to talk. I want to do like a segment on burn ends.
I would love to.
I want to. I mean, honestly, I think I really want to do a segment on burn ends because we really get some stuff on burn ends that just kind of blows my mind sometimes. But
right.
We've lost contests. My sister and myself have lost contests on burn ends this year, past year. Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
We could go bad cop.
Didn't mean to hit the bad bone.
Ooh, yeah, that's We could go bad cop on burn ends. Bad cop quick, bad cop bad. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things. I mean with judging and stuff like that, we're constantly hit with the stuff that like, unless just, I mean get rid of it. Cooks need judges, judges need cooks. Don't start, going, well, you need us more than we need you, yada, yada, yada. I've heard it all.
Right.
Quite honestly, we need each other.
And we're all in this together, man.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get we get some good feedback on what we're doing wrong. It's obviously when you win or you obviously place top 10 or something, it's obviously you're doing something right. Love to do what we're doing wrong. What you didn't like. I mean, little subtle things sometimes. I mean the world to some of us. And
oh yeah.
I mean that's one of the things.
Well, I mean, and I mean it means the world to us, but even to your newer cooks, it's way more important. People that are just starting out. They need the guidance and the feedback necessary. That tell them what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
If it's too hot, don't just give them a 6. Yeah. Say way too hot, and that helps out. People trust and believe in how you're judging that food, and we trust and believe in how we're cooking it.
Yeah. That's one of the things I think that's very important with some of the feedback we get. Like I said, we know when it's good we win, and we know when it's bad we lose. It's just sometimes you really want the bad. And, there's a lot of my friends out there that talk about it. Some of my good friends that have won a whole lot more than I probably ever will in my life that say we don't change stuff as when we go somewhere. And I'm like, well, I'm doing something wrong because I do change stuff. I mean, I freely admit it. I change stuff where I go. There's regional influences out there that people like stuff, and some people don't like this, and some people don't like that.
You change stuff every weekend.
And I forget a lot of stuff, so I do have to change on the fly.
You are the hardest person to shig in the world. It doesn't make any sense.
Man, that's one of the things with my timelines and stuff. I scratch my head sometimes. But if you listen to my methodology, it's sound.
It works.
If you watch me, it's insanity. But best of luck trying to figure something out what I do. I kind of know what I'm doing. It's like an out of control car wreck on fire sometimes, engine falling off, wheels falling off, but you get to the finish line and it's like
just like The Rock, you always come out standing.
Is that a Rampage?
That's a Rampage.
Rampage.
We watched Rampage this morning.
Yeah. Don't watch it with your 8-year-old daughter. No, especially the ending of Rampage.
We got any questions on there?
But yeah, we got a few questions already out there. Some of the things that people really want to know is that you know, Luke, what's your chicken methods? Didn't we talk about that a couple episodes back? You guys go, you know,
go back and look. Yeah,
we've got this stuff. It's on our YouTube channel. Go to the Redneck Scientific. It's at Redneck Sci, or Redneck BBQ Lab. You can find it either way in the search. You go back there, some of our past episodes. We did talk about this is the Chicken Champ. 2000, 17.
Yeah.
Dang, that seems like a long time ago.
It does.
2017 Chicken Champ beat everybody, including my sister and myself. He talks a little bit about his chicken, and we talk about chicken. I think it was our last episode too. We talked about it. Some of the things we got on here, Stephen Paris has got one. We're going to take a couple of your questions right now. Because Luke kind of opened up the door on that.
Sorry about that.
And Mr. Stephen Paris, it's all right. We can take a few. You know, we're talking about judging because some of this stuff affects people as well. You know, with the judging and stuff. And here we go. Finally came up. Sorry, technology impaired. Stephen Paris, tenderness is a score that's hard to figure out. Is it too tender or not enough? And I defer to Chicken Champ.
Tenderness is you know, taken a lot of barbecue classes in my history, and that's the one thing that is the hardest to teach, and it's also the hardest to explain. I mean, when the meat's done when it's done, and that's the one thing to learn is, and the best way, I mean, I'm going to try. So nobody hold me to the fire here, but when you take your thermopan and you put it into the meat, there should be no resistance to it. I mean, that's when you know that it's tender. Chicken's harder, obviously, because you go start putting a bunch of holes in your chicken, all juice is going to run out and all this. But you really, I mean, you don't want to feel any kind of tug on that needle, you know, or on that probe. It's got to go in like butter. And a lot of times, and you can run into trouble with it too, you know. We both had that happen earlier this year in Wise. Brisket wouldn't get done. Wouldn't get done. Next thing you know, I cooked the hell out of it. It was bone dry. I mean, and come to find out.
Juiced it. Yeah. I call it juicing it. You juiced it. You know?
And come to find out it happened to, out of the 25 teams there, it probably happened to 18 of them. And sometimes that happens.
Give you a little thing on that. Had to do with, tell them.
Sure.
So tell them my theory.
Yeah.
Not theory. I do a lot with the barometric pressure. We had a big front come through, and we also were dealing with the altitude issue with a lot of the cookers we were using at the time. Although a bunch of stick burners had a problem too. Our friend Billy Rhodes.
Billy, Walt. Yeah.
Had kind of the same issues. So it's one of those things. Kind of one of those things we had anticipated. So we allowed ourselves a little extra time that day because of it.
Right.
I don't know if you did or not, but we definitely did. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the tenderness thing is, and I'll tell you my thing, Stephen, with tenderness is like with chicken, I probe it. I won't say like how we do it, because I talk about that in the class, and some people would be mad if I did. But with ribs, it's my brisket knife that I use. It's how I slice it. It's a feel thing. It's hard for me to say that's a good rib and a bad rib. Plus, we taste them. With pork, it's a hand thing. With tenderness, there's a certain feel that I have to have, and it's hard to explain without going, Stephen, here, feel this. Before I even taste it, I feel it and see if it's right. And then with brisket, man, it's a slice. I slice that brisket sometimes, and the angels start singing. You can just see that thing lay out, and you can just look at it, and you go, that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece. And same thing with those burn ends, which I guess I really don't know that much. I mean, I've finished a bunch in top 25 American cooking, but judges tell me I know zero about burn ends, so I'll leave that out there right now. So that's our thing on tenderness. Mr. Tate's got a question. Mr. Tim Tate here has got a question, and once again, I think I butchered this, so let's try this again. If not, I'm just going to read it.
informative.
Thank you. I would think you agree that our sport wants to grow. Mr. Tate asks, how do we make it more inclusive than exclusive, Luke, for more people, families in particular, to participate? Do you see the current format pricing itself out of? Sorry, Tim, we don't have the end of it, but I think I know what you're talking about. I'll let Luke do the inclusive part, and then I'll talk about the expense part. Deal?
Sure.
Out of the market.
Out of the market. Okay. I would say, in terms of being, I think competition barbecue is what you make it. If you want to go do it by yourself and have that be your alone time, that can be that. If you want to go do it with your spouse, like I do, that can be that. If you want to go do it with your family, there are plenty of people that go and do that. And it's a balancing act, believe me. You get to watch you watch families out there cook, and you're like, wow, how do they do that with the kids and stuff? And there's some very successful teams out there that are family teams, and I think it's a balancing act. In terms of being priced out, yeah, go ahead. I'm not.
Oh,
yeah.
no. I'm sorry.
No.
You want me to? You can go ahead and say what your theory is on, or
I don't really have one. I don't. That's why I was deferring to you.
Okay. I've got some. No, that's why I said it was a good thing. You do that part, and I do the do I think it's pricing itself out? Tim, to be honest with you, I don't think it's pricing itself out. The thing is that I think in our head we think we have to have this and we think we have that, and I'll just go to one of the biggest thinks we have to have. But in terms of being able to win, I think you can go out there, and it's been proven. I mean, we do, the Smithfield guinea pig. We get X amount of chicken, 2 racks of ribs. I wish we had 16 pieces. I think we get 10. No, we didn't get 10. What we get? 8?
12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
No, it ain't even that much. Is it?
Chicken?
Yeah. I can't remember. I like a lot of chicken. I'll go on record. I like a lot of chicken. I'm very picky about my chicken. I mean, a lot of people picky. I'm picky. 2 racks of ribs, 2 butts, 1 brisket, and we all compete, and we all turn in seemingly good products. Some of us better than others is based on results. I don't think that we're pricing ourselves out. I think it's in our head. I think we think, well, we got to cook, a case of chicken. I'm guilty. I do think it. I don't think we need to cook 6 racks of ribs. I don't think we need to cook 6 pork butts. I don't think we need to cook 2 briskets. People are out there winning cooking less.
Absolutely.
I know that for a fact. The other thing I'll get to is with the brisket. There's a lot of brisket out there. It's like, oh, I get my brisket here, I get my brisket there, da-da-da-da-da. I know for a fact that 2 top 10 briskets in North Carolina have come out of this meat locker right behind me in the Redneck BBQ Lab. CAB, Choice. I don't think it was Prime. I think they were Choice briskets. I know 2 top 10 briskets have come out of there at least this year. So if you think you got to have a certain brisket to win, you don't. I know for a fact that a lot of the burn-ins that get turned in KCBS from North Carolina from a certain team are Choice briskets, Choice points off briskets, So I don't think there's a money factor. Is it expensive to compete? You're right. I mean, we spend $1,000. That stuff's true. I mean, the travel, the hotel, the food, the entry fees, the meat that we buy. Some of us are blessed to be able to have some from some places and stuff like that. It's an expensive sport. It is one of those things that the return on investment is horrible in barbecue, and it will be. It's one of the great things that we liked about the Smithfield guinea pig that Sterling Ball put on is you got money back. A lot of teams did. That was a high percentage. Great concept. Less payout from top to bottom, but more across the board. Maybe that's something we should start looking at with some of the payouts and contest barbecue. I don't know. Topic for discussion later on.
Right. At the end of the day, it's what you make it. Do you have to have a big trailer to compete and be successful? Absolutely not. And guys are out there cooking on drums that are proving that,
Show up with a tent, 2 turntables, and a microphone,
And boom, GC.
You see them. I mean, you're like, show up, out, I mean, happens every day.
Right.
So, I hope that answered your question, Tim. That's one of the things, like I said, that we hear a lot.
That's a great song, by the way.
Oh, I love that.
Got 2 turntables in a
You
microphone.
ought to hear the version we got here, the bluegrass version. Oh man, it's awesome.
If you don't think music matters, I can tell you for a fact that yesterday, no short of 50 people commented on the music we were playing outside the food truck and how that they loved it, and that's why they were there. That's cool.
I thought they were there for the food.
They were there because of this. Ding. Do you have a ding button? Ding.
I got a ding button.
What else you got?
Oh, well, we'll take one more question. And guys, ladies, please keep coming these questions in. We're going to answer these following. We're going to talk about a little something else that we haven't really talked about, but I'm going to pressure Luke into talking a little bit. But, yeah, please keep these questions coming. We're going to do our best to answer some of them, hopefully help you guys out, ladies out. So next question is, brisket low and slow versus hot and fast, wrap or no wrap, inject or not inject. Theory on cutting fat and prep. This is from Mr. Jerry West. Sorry, I guess I should have just popped it up here.
Hi, Jerry. That's a lot of questions in one question.
Just go boop boop boop.
Right, brisket. I go hot and fast, wrap, inject, and I like to leave a good amount of fat on there. To me, fat's flavor, but it's also insulation and protection for the meat that's important.
Sound judgment.
Yeah.
Always, I don't call it hot and fast. I call it, basically you're riding a moped or you're, a F1 race car. Both get you to the same point. It's what you're comfortable with. Don't let somebody else's techniques, somebody else's internet comments or something like that dictate what temperature you cook at. Just don't. Because either way, I know for a fact I've 180'd in brisket at 225, 240, 250, 275, and high as 400 on accident. So I know that for a fact. Inject or non-inject, I do inject. Not injecting for phosphates or anything like that, which a lot of people do. By the way, judges, when you get your brisket, like, oh, this is nice and tender, and it snaps. Too much phosphates. Barbecue 101. Then, like, snaps like a Slim Jim. I mean, pop. A little too much. You juiced it a little too much.
A little much.
And then wrap, unwrap. I wrap. It's a color thing for me. And then finally fat. I love fat on mine. I've never cooked a brisket that I burn with fat on the bottom. It just gives me what Luke calls insulation, or my OSH factor. Okay? So, thank you guys for the guys and girls for the questions. Keep them coming. We're going to talk about one more thing real quick. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but I did want to touch on something. We talked about it, and this is that 1,000-pound ape in the closet, man. KCBS. I've quit reading Facebook because I'm tired of just seeing KCBS stuff, this and that. And what we're talking about right now is there's a lot of issues going on with KCBS. It's in a transition, it's in this, and it's in that. And there's a lot of cooks, a lot of judges saying this, and a lot of judges saying that, and stuff like that. Do you see, I'm going to put you on the spot here, a stability in KCBS right now? And the second part to this question is, what do you think we can do to kind of help and be positive?
Okay.
See, I'm giving you, I'm pulling,
Thanks.
but I'm giving.
Well, yeah, I think KCBS is the whole sport of competition barbecue is in transition right now, and a lot of things have, I think it's one of those sports that stayed static for a long time, and then much like everything in our world, technology's introduced itself and social media has introduced itself, and everything's happening a lot faster now. People expect change a lot faster, and I think the organization and the culture of everything that we do has got to speed up to that a little bit. I think there's a lot of voices out there in the void right now, and there's a lot of just said, she said information, and I just think that I think that the best thing, I think that as cooks and judges and all of us, is to keep an open mind to see where the leadership is going and see where the board's going. I know they've been working on a lot of stuff for the past couple of years, and as again, it's in transition. But the one thing that everyone can do, especially if you're a member of KCBS, is make sure that you vote in the election. I hear a lot of people complain in real life about politics. God forbid we're not going there, but you ask them if they voted, and they say no, and I'm like, don't talk. Like that's your voice. That's the system we have, and this KCBS election. That's our voice. That's our time to vote in the people that after you read through the profiles and things, and find the people that are most aligned with what you believe in and where you think things should go.
Yeah, I think what you said is pretty sound. Is just like with anything else, your best voice in this, and unfortunately, your best voice in this will be a vote. If you're not happy with who we got right now, vote this way. If you are happy with the past going, continue to go that way. I think my thing is keeping an open mind, open opinion. It's hard when I get some bullshit letter or bull crap email from somebody, mass email, telling me to vote for them. I think that was the one thing about this election that really kind of got me up. Like, hey, you're on a current BOD member, and you're sending me an email that some of these other folks that aren't did. Not good. I don't come in your front door and ask you for something. Don't come in mine without knocking. You better not just show up. But that's the thing. I think what we need to do is just kind of step back and look. And I've been seeing and reading. I've quit reading Facebook. Man, I thought I quit reading Facebook because of the November 4th elections. I think I quit reading Facebook because of kind of these elections and stuff like this. And people are all this and people are all that. Let's just break this down to what it is, folks. It's we cook food, you eat food. You happy, we happy. Good Lord. Figure it out. Quit trying to solve a problem that's not there, with some of this stuff. And quit, and I am talking to the BOD. This is directed to the board of directors, the current and the future board of directors. Quit creating problems. You think you're solving problems sometimes, but putting layers on a pile of dog turds doesn't make it anything more than a pile of dog turds. Get rid of the trash. Get rid of the turds. Start all over. Be transparent. Stop these closed sessions. I think this is what I'm reading, what I quit reading, matter of fact, because I'm tired of reading the same thing over and over again. Please get rid of it. Please just make it easy, on all of us. Listen to what we are. The membership pays for this organization, not the organization paying for the membership. It's pretty simple. So, I'm going to get on my soapbox on that. I pulled Luke into this. This was me. This wasn't Luke. Just something we had talked about today. Our frustrations, what we're hearing and stuff like that. Some of your frustrations, maybe some of the questions you guys have for us and stuff. But if you get anything out of what my good friend here said and kind of what I spewed, go vote. Don't like it, change it. Just because they're a judge, don't go vote for a judge because you're a judge. Just because they're a cook, don't go for a cook because they're a cook. Go out there, that best man, that best lady that you think can best represent what you think, vote. And if you're not happy with them, two things you can do. Quit or make a change yourself and get involved. Yep, off. Podium, gone, out. All right, guys, ladies. We want some of your questions. We are taking questions on YouTube and Facebook. We heard last time we had a little technical problem that we didn't know about. Mr. Mike Baker with Event Webcasting has set this stuff up, and it's awesome. But we all make some little mistakes, and we kind of caught a couple of them last time that people were sending us stuff and we didn't hear. So, it is what it is. And like an angel from heaven, she descends and gives us a little ray of a question here that I would love for Mr. Luke Darnell to answer. And
oh boy, these these open forums.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Daddy wants to see the question. There we go. Why don't you go with this one, Luke?
I don't really have any barbecue nicknames that people have given me. You know, I don't know any. Do you know any? I don't really know any.
Do you want me to go there?
Sure, why not?
Happy Unicorn. I mean, we can go to a lot of places.
I do love unicorns. It's kind of a thing.
Luke loves unicorns. If you didn't know that, you know it now.
Well, everybody calls you Superman.
Yeah, Superman came from Superman shirt that I wore. Superman shirt, as we talked about before, Superman shirt, that's basically when I got this Superman shirt on, it's business time. Clark Kent steps into the phone booth, comes out, he's Superman, takes care of problems. So I always kind of did that. And the best part about it, it pisses people off. I won't even lie. Some people just get so worked up. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna wear the shirt just to get you worked up and get your panties all in a wad. And you know what? It is what it is. But I can't believe he's not telling us his nickname. Hey Kim, if you got a minute, send his nickname in and we'll take care of that. Got another question here that we kind of hit on before. Jerry West comes back on it. Biggest mistake she made?
Mine's more of a story, I guess. To tell that story, yeah, it's going to be a long answer, but back in 2015, Old Virginia Smoke was cooking in Galax, Virginia, and we were right next to our good friends, the Serial Grillers. And these guys are from Mississippi, and they're Memphis and May cooks, and they were also sponsored by Dizzy Pig at the time, and we were sponsored by Dizzy Pig, so we were right next to them. And we were getting along famously and having drinks and everything, and having a lot of drinks, having more drinks, and got everything done that we thought we needed to, and got up in the morning, and Kim asked if I had brined the chicken, and I had not. And my solution was to inject that brine into the chicken.
Tasty.
Yeah. So injected the chicken. Went to awards. We didn't get a chicken call, but we got 3 high calls in the other 3 meets and finished 9th. And got back the score sheet, and it was also our first dead-ass last place chicken. And not by a little bit. Had we finished 15th in chicken out of 25 teams, we would have won the contest. And yeah, glad I got to bring that up. You still bring this up in front of Kim, and you just watch her face turn white and see the anger meter just spike. It's yeah,
Kim
that was a bad one.
Kim gets mad at Slurry Bear when he does that.
Slurry Bear.
I've got the nicknames. Thank you. My biggest mistake, man, I could write a book. Eventually, I probably will. I'll just give one, and man, my sister's, if she's listening, if she isn't, Roxanne Yard, just go do something.
Do I know this one?
Yeah, a contest in the recent times. I think you were there. Jerry went to bed. Jerry's got a very specific program, and Jerry had some fun with friends and did stuff, and I don't know, one thing led to another. It was so nice, and I went to bed, and I had a great nap. I mean, nap, we don't sleep like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Actually, I did sleep about 8 hours, but I woke up, and I make my coffee, and I got this routine. I hit my coffee, I hit my music, and I walk outside, and I look at my smoker, and I open it up, and at this time, I need a little spritz. I look at my meat, and I got this little thing I do, and I opened up the smoker, and I'm just like, oh, stuffings. I'd not put on the big meats before when I should have. So I was 4 hours behind on my timeline. I don't punt. That's one of my philosophies. We don't punt. I just kind of kicked it into, shifted it in high gear. I think we were cooking about 400 that day. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, just got real again, and we're cooking at 400 that day. And I don't really remember results. I don't think we won, but it wasn't horrible.
Wasn't good though.
No, it wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. We got a question from Mrs. Pantoja.
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 I'm gonna go with Pantoja.
Who did the murals behind us? Thank you, ma'am. The murals, there's 5 of them in here. They kind of tell a story. They were done by an artist and my brother-in-law, Sean Manley. Manley Paintings on Facebook. If you go Manley Paintings on Facebook, Sean Manley, Manley Paintings, you can see a lot of his work. He does a lot of these rocks and stuff that people hide and find. And
he's one of my best friends, and he's a genius with a paintbrush and then a lot of other things. But his paintings and the way that this, if you haven't been to the lab, you got to get here because it is just exquisitely decorated, and Sean's paintings are a huge part of that. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, love his work. It tells a story. It tells a story about Johnson County. It tells about farming. It tells about barbecue, and it's just incredible. We're going to hurry up, take some of your questions. I know we're kind of pushing time limit. Luke's got to get back, but we're really going to enjoy this next question from Princess Lukey here. Princess Lukey, Mr. Jones wants to know, will OBS attempt to recover from their stake upset loss in Wise, Virginia?
Mr. Jones, you damn right I will. It turns out that I was released from my retirement match by Mr. Stevenson because we had so much fun. And I have to tell you, these stake contests, these SCA stake contests are an absolute blast.
Love SCA. I love that grilling, that SCA. I love it.
That was one of the highlights of last year was you and I cooking in the middle of the street in Wise.
Absolutely.
Talking crap at each other and people just standing around watching.
50 people watching. It was like a wrestling match out there.
Oh, I mean, I had several of those this year. I was cooking in, DeSoto, Kansas, and we didn't know that we were signed up for the steak contest. None of us. Me and Darren Worth was there, and Lucky from Lucky's Q, and so we had steaks, and none of us had a PK or a Weber. So we all 3 cooked our steaks on Darren's solo stove. And we were laughing about it the whole time, going, it's going to be amazing. And Justin McGlawn, Lucky's Q, first person ever get a steak call on a solo stove. Top 10. Unbelievable.
And, it goes back like what Mr. Tate was talking about. It's not always the equipment. It's not always the, how much you pay for your meat or something like that. I mean, there you go. There you have it. You just got to.
It's just fun.
You got to do it, man. When it comes down to it, it doesn't matter how much you spend or how many classes you took or how much shigging you've done in your life or how other people shigging on you. It comes down to it. You got to do it. You got to walk it, especially if you want to talk it. That's the best thing. We have so many people out there that can talk it and have no clue.
Right.
And beware of those quiet guys. We all know them,
Yep.
But can you just quickly remind people about that Wise event? I mean, who won it?
Jerry Stevenson Jr. from Redneck Scientific.
You still owe me a bottle of liquor.
I know.
Just because I rescinded my retirement, mandatory retirement.
Thank you.
Brad Hamilton asked, when will we team up?
I don't know. There's more talk of that this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some things in the work,
It'd be interesting. Piss some people off, Well, looks like we pretty much covered most everybody's question that I can legally. Remember the word legally covered. Morally, too. Whew.
Oh, my.
Yeah. The moral part.
I saw one there.
Yeah.
Giveaways.
All right. Well, tell you what, since we don't have any questions, we do have a couple things that we would like to give away to some people real quick.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, Luke has a very special one. I'm going to let Luke give that one away. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to give away one of these to somebody. With a disclaimer, you have to come pick this up. It weighs 8 pounds. I mean, it's 3 sauces, 2 rubs and everything. Like I call it competition box. Go home and make it. What we would like is, I'm going to give you guys a question I want to answer. So we say the third person that answers the question right gets it right versus first this time? Nah.
No.
Let's just say the first person that gets this answer right gets this prize packet from us. We would like to know the name of the team that won the overall Team of the Year for 2018 in KCBS.
Ooh, good question.
Great job, though.
Good question.
Man earned that.
What's that?
So the man earned that
He
one.
did, man.
Props to him.
What a great year, and what a
Crazy.
just cooked so much, and I got
Travel?
to travel and all over the country, and I mean everybody, all those teams in that top 5 were amazing. I don't want to undercut anybody, on how much they went after it, because it went down to the wire, man. Like people were going after it, and just an unbelievable. And I got to cook next to this person a lot and this team, and had a lot of fun getting to know them and see how they do it. I mean, and that's part of it. You're getting to watch it and see how it's going on, and you're amazed at the product that gets put out. And
Consistent product.
Best piece of brisket I had last year came off that person's cook, and it blew me out of the water. I thought I forgot everything I knew about brisket.
Man, that was a good one. I mean, and good little thing there. Man, we're still waiting.
Yeah,
I thought that was an easy question.
It is.
Is anybody there?
I guess Tim Tate.
Yeah, Mr. Tate. Mr. Tate, you won.
You're right. Brad Leininger from Getting Basted.
He said Brad L.
Brad
Should
L.
we take it?
We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Leininger.
Getting Basted. Brad, congratulations. 2018 Team of the Year champion overall. Congratulations
to Boomerang.
You guys too.
Went after too. Matt and Sarah, great job.
Yeah, I met them at Polar Pig. Big props to you guys. Way to push Brad. Way to Brad push them. It's awesome to see. To stand on the outside looking in, that was really awesome. Hopefully we see that again from you guys this year.
Right.
Luke has something he wants to give away as well.
Right. So I'm trying to struggling with a question. I got it. This is a great question, and we may not be able to crown the winner today because it's a hard question. But the winner of this question, and you don't have to pick this up, will get a pair of Me Undies sent to you from me.
And if anybody doesn't know about the Me Undies, this man started it.
Love that underwear. It's fantastic. Your first pair will be on me. If you can answer this question correctly, and it's easy, is you have a 50-50 shot. The very first time that Old Virginia Smoke and Redneck Scientific competed, who won? $50-50. We'll see who gets the underwear. People were going to research.
That was a tough one.
It was a tough one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is, because it took me a while. It took me 6 months to figure it out.
Oh boy, I'm never gonna live that down. But
you what? Just gonna give away the answer? Why would you do that?
Somebody can't fight.
You know who else won today? You did.
Help me.
I said all of these statements from your sauce bottle today.
It's a little outdated.
I know, but I still got them all in there.
Anyway, guys, well, we run over on the Redneck BBQ Lab, episode 3. Once again, we do have a
Bill
winner,
Jones.
Bill Jones.
Bill Jones gets underwear, baby.
Bill Jones.
Me undies.
Can I pick him out?
Absolutely.
All right. Leopard Thong. Mr. Bill Jones. Anyway, guys and ladies, thank you guys so much. This is episode 3. There will be episode 4. We want to continue doing this. We'd love to hear some feedback. We'd love to hear some topic suggestions, what Luke and I could answer for you. Like I said, legal, that's the thing. Whatever we can do legally. We're going to go into some other stuff. We're going to have, next episode will be some of the KCBS board results. Mm-hmm. We'll be talking about a little bit more about some of the upcoming competitions we're doing, talking about scheduling, just talk about some of the other issues and some of the stuff that we can address. But the only way we can do that is if you guys send us some feedback here on Facebook or on YouTube. and we'll do our best to try to tailor a show to try to answer some of these questions and stuff for you. So once again, thank you guys for joining Luke and myself, and thank you, Luke, for coming down and spending a wonderful weekend with me.
Thanks for having me, buddy. It was invaluable to me.
Oh man, it was therapeutic somewhat, but I'm ready to get you back up north. So once again, I'm Jerry Stevenson. Thank you guys for watching our show. We want to say one more thing. Thank you, Mr. Mike Baker with Event Webcasting. He is the man that makes this happen. Mike can do this anywhere in America, mobile, doesn't matter. We're really going to expound on this a little bit and start doing something really cool. Matter of fact, the next show, Luke won't even be here beside me. He will be someplace else doing this show, and pretty soon we may even start bringing in some guests. So we'll talk about that. But anyway, guys, ladies, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys out there on the barbecue trail.
Be safe. Take care.